Okay, so you see in these problems on the board, all you need to do is you have to understand that as I explained, okay, you may not grab everything, so you are allowed to pause and replay the video, and then also try working on these examples on your own. And when you try, you fail. Of course, you're not supposed to get your. It's not a must. It's not mandatory that you should get it the first time right. So you can actually, what you can actually pause, play the video, do try what has been done, and then go back and check what your mistakes were and correct yourself and then move on. That's how you learn. Okay, there is no magic. It's not a one time, a one-off thing that you just do and then you feel you're good. No, it does not work that way. You have to put time into it and practice and energy. So you see, these problems here on the board are going to be a little bit demanding. That's why I'm giving you this motivational speech. All right, so all you just need to do is to make up your mind that you're going to know this and that you're going to practice, follow the methods showed here, and you'll be good to go. All right, so I start with the first one. On this first one, we have x plus 2 divided by x minus x all over x minus 2, as you can see. So just the same procedure, get LCM. Alright, that's the first thing. The first thing is get LCM. Alright, so let's get LCM of x and x minus 2. Now, in getting the LCM of this kind of problem, remember this denominator is a binomial. Okay, it's a binomial. It has two terms, x and 2 here. Okay, so let's go with getting the LCM. So this is x minus 2. So we treat this as one, as being together. We look for a factor, something that can divide x and something that can divide x minus 2 until we get to 1, 1. Divide this until we get to 1, divide this until we get to 1. So first of all, I know x can divide x, and if x is divided by x, you're going to get 1, right? But this is still going to remain as x minus 2, because we cannot have x minus 2. If we have x minus 2 divided by x, it's still going to remain as x minus 2 divided by x. Okay, so that's that. So we now look for something that can divide x minus 2. And what can the thing that can divide x minus 2 is x minus 2. So 1 divided by x minus 2, we still leave it as 1, because if we divide it, 1 over x minus 2 is not going to give us a whole number. It's going to remain as a fraction. Okay, so here we have 1. So x minus 2 divided by x minus 2 gives us 1. So at this point where we have reduce this to 1, reduce this to 1, so we can stop. So the LCM of x and x minus 2 is going to simply be x times x minus 2. X times x minus 2. You see, I'm putting this in a bracket to show that these two are together. Alright, so that this is not, so that somebody will not confuse it with x times x minus 2. Okay, of course you believe that if something is given like this, you think of doing multiplication first before subtraction, which will make you write this as x squared minus 2. That's not what we want here. This x minus 2, they are together, so this is not what we want. So this is going to instead be written as x, okay, into the bracket of x minus 2. In one of my lessons, I told you that I mentioned that whenever you have a number outside the bracket, what that means is that, or whenever you have a term, whatever it is, an alphabet, a number, outside the bracket, what it simply means is that that term or number is multiplying the whatever is in the bracket. Alright, so this is the LCM of x and x minus 2. So we write that here, x into x minus 2. That's what we have here. So we use this to divide x. When we use this to divide x, what are we going to have left? Since I'm done with this, I will clean it. If you did not understand this, I told you, you can play the video again. Alright, so what do we do now? So x times x minus 2, that's the LCM divided by this. The LCM, my marker is about fading. The LCM divided by x here, okay, it mean that x will cancel x. You can see that we'll be left with x minus 2. So x minus 2 multiplied x plus 2. We are going to get x plus 2 multiplying x minus 2. Then the same thing will now go for this. This divided by x minus 2. So we are looking at now x into x minus 2 divided by x minus 2. Now if you know the answer to this, there is no need writing this out. I'm writing this out to show you the process I am taking. So this divided by this will mean that this guy will cancel this. So we'll be left with x. Alright? So the x that we have left when this is divided by this, we use it to multiply this x. X times x will give us what? X squared. So we are going to have minus x squared here. Alright. So at this point in this problem, we are going to advance in our learning by doing what we call clearing of brackets, or let's say multiplying brackets. Okay, so these two terms, they are in brackets. So how do we multiply? We multiply terms that are in brackets by using one term in the bracket to multiply all the terms in the other bracket, and then using the next term in the first bracket to multiply all the terms in this other bracket. Now look at what we are going to have. I'm going to do this alone before I'll come back to this. So let's say we have x plus 2 multiplying x minus 2. So how do we do this? We are going to use x and multiply everything here. So we are going to have x, alright, multiplying everything here is going to be x minus 2. Then we are now going to use 2 to multiply everything here, which will give us x minus 2 as well. So I use x, I multiply this, that's what I have here. I use 2, I multiply this, that's what I have here. Alright, so at this point we clear this bracket. Are you with me? We clear this bracket. How do we clear the bracket? We use the number outside the bracket to multiply the number inside the bracket. We clear the bracket using the number outside the bracket to multiply everything inside the bracket. So this is going to be x times x, which will simply give me x squared. X times minus 2 will simply give me minus 2x. Alright, then I'll now use this to multiply this. Plus 2 times x will give me plus 2x. Plus 2 times minus 2 will give me minus 4. Okay, so you see, this is it. Now let me I can simplify this further. You see, so I'm going to get x squared minus 2x plus 2x is 0. Okay, just like saying minus 3 plus 3. This is the same thing as saying 3 minus 3. Okay, or like saying plus 3 minus 3. So this is 0, right? So this is 0. So we have x squared minus 4. Okay, so that's what we have here. So I haven't done this. That means the whole of this multiplication is going to be x squared minus 4, right? So good. Let's put that in its place. So that means I'm going to get everything up here as x squared minus 4, right? Minus x squared all over x into x minus 2. Okay? So with this done, if you look at this, this can be rewritten as this. X squared minus 4. Okay, so I'm going to write x squared. I'm going to collect the like terms. X squared minus x squared. Then minus 4 all over x into x minus 2. Do you see what I did? So I had to take this guy close to this guy. So x squared minus x squared is actually going to be 0. To be 0, right? So I'll be left with minus 4. This is 0. So I'm left with minus 4 all over x into x minus 2. You see? So that's what I have. Okay, yeah, you can see that. So that's what I have here. Okay, minus 4 all over x into the bracket of x minus 2. So you can just follow this process, pause the video if you're writing to write this out, and then follow this process and try on your own. You need to give this thing time, practice time. Good. So having said that, I go over to the next problem. The next problem is, I think, is much simpler compared to the first one. So here we have this x minus 3 divided by 2 plus x plus 2 divided by 3. So still on our same principle of taking LCM, nothing changes. The LCM of 2 and 3 is simply 6, right? Is 6. So 6 is going to divide 2. 6 divided by 2 give us 3. 3 multiply everything, multiply the numerator. We are going to get this. Now watch what I'm going to do. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So this is going to be 3 times the whole of this, x minus 3. See, that's why I'm putting this in a bracket, because the 3 is multiplying everything here. So whenever a number outside is multiplying everything like this, you put it in a bracket. Then the next thing is plus sign here. Then 6 divided by 3 is 2, right? 2 times this is going to be 2 into x plus 2. Okay, so this is simple. We are done here. All we just need to do is to simply clear the bracket up there. Clear the bracket. Now, I've already mentioned that if you want to clear bracket, what do? You use the number outside the bracket and multiply all the numbers inside the bracket. Okay. So if that is done, if that is said, you can even pause this video and try completing this problem. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, I believe in you. Alright, so 3 times x, you see, I'll use 3 times x here to give me 3x. 3 times minus 3 will give me minus 9. Then plus 2 times x will give me plus 2x. Plus 2 times plus 2 will give me plus 4. All of these divided by what? 6. Okay, so once that is done, I'll have to do what we call collecting of like terms. So I'll collect like terms. So when I collect like terms, I'm going to get 3x. I'll take plus 2x close to it because they are alike. Then I have minus 9 plus 4 all over 6. Oh, Jesus. Why they shout? So this now becomes 3x plus 2x to become 5x. Minus 9 plus 4 becomes minus 5 all over 6. Now actually, this kind of problem, we don't leave it here because there's something we can do. Remember we learned about highest common factor. Alright, we learned about highest common factor. So all we need to do is to factorize the numerator here. Okay, so look at this. This will be probably your first time of us looking at the factorization. So we have 5x and we have minus 5. So we want to look at the highest common factor of 5x and minus 5. So we look for a number that can divide 5x and 5. Let's forget about the sign. 5x and 5. So we look for a number that can divide this and divide this. So it's 5. 5x divided by 5 will give us x. 5 divided by 5 gives us 1. So there is nothing else that we can do. Nothing else here. Nothing can divide x and 1. Okay. So, and that's the rule for getting highest common factor. We must always use a number that can divide both. Okay. It's only unnecessary if we are looking for LCM. Okay. So this now means that this will become 5 into x. Okay. That's 5 now is the highest common factor outside the bracket. Then x minus, since we have minus here, 1, this one here, all over 6. So this is how this problem has been solved. This problem, the solution is this guy. Alright, so you can pause, replay, try, and you get it. Good. So the next thing we are going to do is that we are going to solve the next problem. Let me see how many minutes I've spent so far. Whoa. Okay, so I'll just continue to the next problem. The next problem is quite simple, I think. Yeah, sure. In fact, every problem here is simple. Just needs your determination and readiness. Okay, look at what we have here. So we have 3y squared all over x plus 1 divided by y over 2. So this is going to be equal to 3y squared all over x plus 1 times 2 over y. Okay, so this is simple because you see I have multiplication sign, and right here I can spot out two factors that can be divided by each other. Y squared can be divided by y. Okay, so y squared divided by y is going to give me y. That is like y squared divided by y will give me y. Okay, so I'll have y left. So that y times 3 will give me 3y. Remember, when you are solving this kind of problem and you just do, so this is x plus 1 here times 2 over 1. Now you see, because y divided by y divided by y will give me 1. So I used y to divide this, use y to divide this. So when y divides this whole thing, I get 3y. When y divides this, I get 1. So when you have multiplication in fraction, what do you simply do? You multiply direct. And now notice that here it was division sign, but here on changing this to a multiplication sign, I now wrote the inverse of y over 2, which is 2 over y. So take note of that. So now that we are done here, so let's come over here. So this is 3y times 2 to give us, that's 3y times 2 all over x plus 1 times 1. So 3y times 2 gives me 6y all over x plus 1 times 1 gives me x plus 1. So that is the solution to this guy. You can see, like I said, it's simple, quite simple, right? Good. You can pause the video at the point where I have not erased it to check out what we're doing. Okay, so let's look at the fourth one. Here on the fourth one we have 2x minus 1 over 8 minus 3x minus 2 over 12. Okay, so what do we do in this case? Is a subtraction, so we must get LCM. The LCM of 8 and 12 is simply 24. Yeah, that's the closest one. 24 divided by 8 is 3. So the 3 we get, multiply the numerator, so we are going to get 3 into 2x minus 1. Alright, then 24 divided by 12 is 2, so I'm going to get minus 2, because there is minus here, into multiplying this whole thing, 3x minus 2. So from what we have, I'm going to clear the fractions in the numerator. So I'm going to use the number outside the bracket, multiply everything. Use the number outside the bracket to multiply the things inside the bracket. Okay, so when I do that, I'm going to get 3 times 2x to give me 6x. 3 times minus 1 to give me minus 3. Minus 2 times 3x to give me minus 6x. Minus 2 times minus 2 here to give me plus 4. Okay, now it's important that you note at this point that minus times minus is plus. It becomes positive when you multiply two negatives. Then 2 times 2 of course is 4. All of this divided by 24. Okay, yeah, I hope I have not made any mistake anywhere. Okay, so let's collect like terms at this point. We collect like terms, so we are going to rearrange it as 6x minus 6x minus 3 plus 4 all over 24. So 6x minus 6x gives us 0. Then minus 3 plus 4 is going to be 1. Okay, because this is like saying 4 minus 3. 4 is bigger than the positive sign is bigger than the negative sign. So the answer is going to be positive. 1 all over 24. So that's what we get. So the solution to this problem, the simplified form of this problem is just this, 1 over 24. And that's that. We are done. Okay? Yeah, we are done. Alright, so let's look at the last but not the least. Here where we have 2 all over x plus 2 plus 3 all over x minus 2. What do we do? I know you probably guessed it right that we are going to be looking for LCM. Yeah, that's what we do. LCM of x plus 2 and x minus 2. Let me show you. X plus 2, x minus 2. Let's get the LCM. So the LCM of x plus 2 and x minus 2 is simply going to be, we look for a factor that can divide this guy. and divide this guy until we get to 1, right? So one factor that can divide this guy is x plus 2. X plus 2 can divide this x plus 2. So when this is divided by this, we get 1. This cannot be divided by this, so this remains as x minus 2. So what can we now use to divide this guy is x minus 2. X minus 2 divided by x minus 2. Here, 1 divided by x minus 2 will not work. It's going to be a fraction. We don't want a fraction, we want a whole number. So this is going to stay as 1. X minus 2 divided by x minus 2 is going to give us 1. Okay, x minus 2 divided by x minus 2 gives us 1. Okay, so now we are done. So the LCM is simply going to be x plus 2, alright, multiplying x minus 2. Okay, so that's going to be the LCM of this times this. Okay, so if that's going to be the LCM now, let's look at, so the LCM is x plus 2 multiplying x minus 2. So what do we do with the LCM? We use the LCM and divide this. When we use the whole of this and divide this, the x plus 2 will be gone. Only x minus 2 will be left. Let me show you what I mean. X plus 2 multiplying x minus 2, that's the LCM here, divided by this guy, divided by x plus 2. This will cancel this, we'll be left with x minus 2. Alright, so x minus 2 times 2 will give us 2 into x minus 2. Then here is going to be plus this divided by this, just the same way we did this. You try it. We are going to get x plus 2, so we are going to get 3 times x plus 2 here. Alright, so if that's what we have, so we can now clear the bracket up here. To clear the bracket, we use 2 times x to give us 2x. 2 times minus 2 gives us minus 4. Plus 3 times x gives us plus 3x. Plus 3 times plus 2 gives us 6. All of this over x plus 2 and x minus 2. Alright, so with this problem solved to this point, if you look at this, it's going to simplify to 2x plus 3x. We collect like terms, right? 2x plus 3x. Then minus 4 plus 6. Okay, all over x plus 2 and x minus 2 here. Okay, so with this done, 2x plus 3x is simply 5x. Is 5x. Then minus 4 plus 6 is plus 2, because minus is less. Minus 4 plus 2, so plus 6, rather 6 is in excess of 2 to minus 4. Okay, so that's why we get that. This equals x plus 2. Alright, I'm going to do something about addition and subtraction of numbers, directed numbers. I'm going to do that. So for this is the solution, and for this we are done with this examples. Thank you.